There are occasions that you would need to connect more than one instrument to your pedal board, or other way around. There might be situations where you would need to connect your effects to the two amplifiers. So there are boxes to help us with that problem. Lehle has selection of quality switchers, but I think these three are the ones that we kind of use the most in our boards. This green one is called 3-at-1, and as the name implies, you can get 3 instruments in and select which one you want to use, which will then be driven into your amplifier. And it even has some fine adjustments if your instruments have different outputs, which they probably will. This next one is pretty handy to connect your guitar or pedalboard to 2 amplifiers. So it has a input and there's an A and B outputs. It has a ground switch and it has a phase. It actually also has a B input, but I'm not talking about that now because it would just make things more complicated. Let's just think that we have 1 instrument and 2 outputs. So you could either use A amplifier and B at the same time, or swap between those 2, or have them both at the same time. Very handy. And this Wonder box here, this has many purposes, although it's originally only, I don't know only, but it's originally I think used for having a kind of a loop in your signal chain. So it has an input and output, and it has a send and return, which means that your guitar would come here, you would go out from here to your amplifier, and you have a send that you can route some old pedals that don't have a true bypass switches and return those to return jack. And then you would apply them in your signal chain by pressing this one. However, there's also other possibilities to use this box. So this is input, and if we think send and return other way around, we can think that the send is also output and return is also an input. So if we would like to use 2 amplifiers, we would put our guitar in the input and connect the first amplifier to output and second amplifier to send. If we would want to do other way around, that we would need to use 2 instruments, you would connect first instrument here, second instrument in the return, and then go out from here. And what's the best, you can actually use this without a cable, because this power is only for LED. So this might be the most versatile boxes of them all. Although it doesn't have a ground switch, it does have its grounds separated when you press the switch, so it doesn't create a ground loop. So either of these boxes will work. It really depends on what you're after in your pedal board.